Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
Thank you for joining us in our first review of an active Kickstarter that will be ending soon. And you see here, it's the Ultimate Tanares Adventures.
Ooh.
To back or not to back. And that's the highest pledge level. There are different pledge levels. We've backed over 200 Kickstarters since 2012. So we have a lot of experience with evaluating them. And to this date, we've only had 3 not delivered.
Okay.
One of them is going to deliver soon, but it's until we get it for.
Oh.
That's a sub-tier 2,
Oh.
but we should be getting it because a new company took it over.
Okay.
But in any case, I came up with a criteria. It may be too detailed, so give me some feedback. Julie's here to give reactions because this is something that Julie, as you can see behind us here, this is a dungeon crawl, and you can see the type of dungeon crawls that we like. So that's why Julie's here, and she'll be giving her opinion as we move along here, but she's promised to give her final judgment after we've done the full evaluation.
Yep.
So here's all the criteria going to go over, and it's based on, again, all the things that I have learned since 2012 about Kickstarters, and also applying a little bit of academic when you're evaluating content. So it's a little bit of graduate studies put in here as well.
Oh my gosh.
So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the theme first, and you'll see here that let me zoom in right here. I just wanted to show you the full thing. Let's zoom in a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to see.
There we go.
There we go.
So we're going to look at the theme first,
Okay.
and we'll make a comment, negative, and then we have here a scale where you can get negative points or positive points. And you know, this is our first time doing this, and with your feedback, you let me know if this is too much detail or not. So let's take a look at the main page.
Okay.
So here it is,
All right.
and it is a dungeon crawl.
Wow.
And how do we know that? Because it tells you right here.
That's a dungeon crawl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, we can watch the video here. Oh, hang on, it says right here. Dive into 110 epic quests with a massive dungeon crawler, stunning miniatures, cinematic stories, and deep strategic gameplay awaits.
Oh.
So let's take a look at it right there. Just looking at the theme itself, that's a positive.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So dungeon crawl. Hopefully I don't mess up on spelling. It is one word, right?
I don't know.
Because there's no spell checker when you're using Google
It
Sheets.
has 2 up there, dungeon crawler.
Okay, so I'll fix it later.
Okay.
So let's take a look at the video first.
Okay.
Let me scroll up a little bit here. Let's react to that.
All right.
So this is the first time Julie's seeing this.
Yeah, I have never seen any of this.
Now, I don't think audio is going to come through.
Oh.
I wonder if I can speed it up. So you get a feel for the miniatures, at least. And again, this is a reprint.
Okay.
So something you're not aware of. I have looked at some of the stuff. And so here's some reviews. You can see all the stuff right there.
Goodness, it comes with a lot of stuff.
Right. Now it can be a positive or negative. We'll take a look at that in a moment.
Okay.
So look at the books that you can use. So it has story
Gosh.
in with each scenario.
Ah, okay.
Okay. It has a map, and this is how you control. Yeah, look at those are bosses, villains, as they say.
Dang.
And I guess the game adjusts difficulty as you play.
Oh, okay.
There's see, that's a campaign mode. That's a world map. The other games behind us do not have any world maps.
Oh.
Meaning that you move around on a world map, and then when you go to a location, you go into the dungeon. It looks like. It has leveling up. The games behind us don't necessarily have leveling up unless you have a campaign mode.
Look how
like
big that is.
like Conan has a campaign mode, so does Mice and Mystics, Vampire Hunters. Heroes, Keep the Heroes Out has a campaign mode, but it's not the same thing.
Mm.
So some of them are painted and unpainted.
Oh,
not everything is
okay.
painted.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's not bad. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, and look at everything that it comes with there.
Gosh.
And of course expansions.
Mm-hmm.
And it has, if you get the Ultimate Collection, you're able to combine stuff into those, which will take up a whole Calyx double shelf, it looks like.
Yeah.
All right, so
Cool.
that's the video. Now how does that look here? We'll be able to evaluate that on page presentation. Okay, so we're not there yet.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the art.
All right.
So we're scrolling down. So it's what do you think?
That's cool. I think I like the colors. I like the pictures.
I don't know if
all I know is like I can draw stick people. That's it. So
okay,
pretty much anything is good to me.
We've seen art that's not. We have a lot of games.
Yeah.
How does the art look to you? Now there's a standee version where you don't have to get miniatures. That's cheaper.
Okay.
See?
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you don't have to get the full. But then you're going to notice here it doesn't have. Well, if you look carefully, it doesn't have all the cards for some reason. So not all components are included in the standee version.
Yeah, I think the art looks okay.
Well, the art to me looks like they spent a lot of money on it. And it looks pretty high end, especially if you go to this page here. You see how?
Oh wow! Yeah, look at that.
Okay.
See, that's easier to see when you're clicking through stuff.
Yeah, and if you zoom in.
Oh yeah, that is really.
And you
nice.
can see that the miniatures are very well detailed.
Wow, that is really nice.
So, yeah, that's
awesome.
So I'd have
I
to
love
say
the colors.
I have to say the art.
Gosh.
So components quality, at least with the miniatures. So I'd have to say what high end.
Yeah.
So Dungeon Crawl for us, I would say the art is up there.
Yes.
Now we can't tell from the other components how good it looks. The quality, we don't know about the cardboard, but we know that the miniatures.
Miniatures look cool.
Okay. So we're going to have to say cool on the quality because we don't know about the cardboard.
Why couldn't we just say 0? Not sure.
Because we know the miniatures are well done.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, neutral is the cardboard.
Okay.
We don't know if the cardboard is a sufficient thickness. Because sometimes you get games that after you open it, and we wouldn't know this because we're only evaluating the page. You can get when in a dry climate they can start warping.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we won't know that if that's the case with this. So that's why we're going to say cool. The number of components is concerning. In this case, it's not a positive in my opinion.
It's just a lot for my little head.
Let me show you why. Why it is an issue. One, you only have 6 room tiles.
Oh.
When you have games like what's behind us, Conan has full maps. Space Hulk, you can put a lot of tiles together. Hero Quest has a big map that's kind of limited. Clank has a lot of tiles. Vampire has a lot of tiles. Same with Mice and Mystics. Dungeon Explorer, you haven't played that yet. Keep the Heroes out. So I know there is a big map that you can put these tiles on, but the big map, all it is just a plain background. When you have this many tokens, that means it's going to get really fiddly because you're going to have to find stuff for each scenario. And then little tiles, you're going to have to find them. So when you have a lot of little stuff, to me that's not a positive. Same with this many cards. So you're going to have to come up with a way to find things depending on the scenario. So that leads me to believe that it's going to take a lot of setup time. All right, so I think this is a negative, too much.
Okay. It works for me. I mean, you're the one that has to set it up anyway, so.
And so I'm nervous about that.
Okay.
Okay. Gameplay.
Never played it. I don't know.
Now, the gameplay, if you look at what it's promising here, and we're going to look at reviews here in a minute, okay? So if you look at 160 hours, 110 quests, it's narrated, so you can get a version where it has actually an app or something that reads it to you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how easy that would be to find. But there is a lot of gameplay.
Yeah.
Now, it does have this rating. We're going to look at the rating here in a minute.
Okay.
But it's 1 to 8 players. We'll look at that in a minute. 90 to 150 minutes. That's a different thing we're going to look at.
Okay.
So gameplay.
Looks like it could be really long.
Right. So.
It might be too much for me.
Playing time is right there.
Yeah.
So it's promising things.
I think
so here it is, revolutionary skill system. What were you going to say?
I think it it's promising, but it just looks like it's going to be a really, really long thing to do, and I just don't like really long things.
Over 100 intriguing quests, over 200 formidable villains, an AI system, dynamic difficulty level, rewarding level up system, strategic team synergy, solo friendly.
It's just a lot. Personally, a little bit too much for me.
Okay, so it has there was a lot of game.
A lot of game, yeah.
But to me, it's still interesting. Well, I'll say cool.
Okay.
Okay.
You sure?
Yes, because there's other things that you can mark it down on.
Okay.
The fact that it has a lot of gameplay, there's a lot to offer here.
Well, there is. I agree. Now
let's take a look at the rule book. Now, this is something I had to research ahead of time.
Now, that's your call.
This is the original rule book here.
Dang.
Okay. And it's 88 pages.
Holy crud.
And now it's going to have a revised rule book, but they haven't published it yet.
Oh, that's not good.
So that is concerning.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you look at the original rule book, it gives the components, but you really can't even get into the game yet. Look right here.
Oh my goodness.
I still haven't found out even how to set it up. There's no setup page. And so this is why they're revising it. It does have a quick start guide, which is nice, but look how many, there's 6 pages of quick start. And then, here's a positive though. It does have some errata, but not a lot for a rule book that size.
Okay.
Okay, it could have been worse. So that shows that they did have some proofing there. But they are revising. Now, I did find somebody that talked about it. Well, so, real quick, they do have a tutorial. They did share a tutorial for this revised rulebook, but it's not the full rulebook yet. But even the revised tutorial is 28 pages.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? And so this is going to take a big time commitment to learn this.
Because you'd be the one having to learn it.
Right.
It's too much for my brain to even wrap around.
I mean, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
But even then, I question how... Okay, finally we're getting this set up. On page 10.
Dang.
So you got to read all this first. So to me, it makes me wonder, do they understand that I just want to set up the game as quick as possible and get going?
Sure.
So this is just a survey. I don't have good feelings about it. Now, somebody talked about it right here on BGG.
Okay.
This is what it took to start the first scenario. They had to go to page 2, page 54, 55, then card A, then you had to read the journal, then the rule book, and then you had to go, see how they had to jump around?
Jeez.
Just to go through the sequence just to get started. So this is why they're revising it.
Yeah, that sounds frustrating.
But seeing the tutorial and the fact that they haven't uploaded the new rule book yet, I'm going to have to say danger Will Robinson on this one, okay? So, not ready, I'd have to say.
All right.
And so that's a -3 for me. And so playing time, now this is, you can help me decide this one here. Now, we don't like long games, okay?
I start to poop out around 45 minutes, so...
Well, you can handle an hour. And 90 minutes you can do.
If I have to.
90 minutes if you have to. So I don't think it's going to take 90 minutes, especially with setup time. So the fact that it's going to be anywhere from 90 minutes to 2.5 hours,
Nope.
That's a negative.
That's such a negative. It's just too much time for me.
Right.
It wears me out too much, and I start to get very punchy and fatigued.
So,
and
too long for us. Now, mind you, this is our opinion, okay?
Yeah.
You might be like, well, we're okay with that.
Yeah, and that's great if you are. It's just for us, like, no.
So that's a danger as well, a negative. Number of players is positive, solo, and the fact that it's you have a range of 1 to 8. I'll just solo and 1 to 8.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
That's a positive. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'd say it's cool.
Okay, it's cool.
Because you know what can happen when you try to play with too many players?
It gets to be too overwhelming.
Yeah.
So then it takes really long.
Right. I couldn't imagine sitting around with that many people.
No.
So here's a complexity issue. Now you go to BGG for this.
Okay.
On the current edition, it's a 3.92.
Oh.
That leads me to believe that it's too fiddly. Okay. And if we look at some of the playthroughs later, okay, we don't need this open anymore. Seems fiddly. And so that's a danger as well. And how do we know that? Because if you look at this guy who reviewed it, he talks about how just jumping around like this. Now I'm going to show you a playthrough here as well.
But granted, that is just one opinion. I mean,
right.
So you kind of have to take that into consideration.
But look at all this right here, what you got to do just to play the game. You got all these components here.
And what I can see being a problem for me, well, actually for David as well, is that he'll explain it to me, and I know already, I'd be like, well, what am I supposed to do again? Where am I going with this? I mean, I do it right now sometimes in Hero Quest, and Hero Quest is not this hard.
No, it isn't.
So
because you have attack cards, item cards, villain turn order, you have the skill chart here.
Yeah.
And this is just a quick setup rules. And then we got to be able to read the villain card, and then you got to go look at the quest book, and then you have tokens.
Just
the whole idea, some people like complex dungeon crawls, we don't. Because if we really wanted to play a game that handled all these story and more tactics and more strategy, we'll just play D&D. We'll play an actual role-playing game.
And keep in mind, I have not played D&D since before we got married. So I like the shirt.
No, you have played it since.
Have I?
Yes. But if you look at the ones behind us that we do play, they're not that complicated. You don't see Gloomhaven there, because I don't want to play something that's that fiddly as well. Some people will love Gloomhaven.
Yeah, they do.
We're not going to.
And that's great for them.
We're not going to, we haven't tried it yet.
No,
because
and we won't.
the concern of fiddliness.
Yeah. Okay, what's next on our list?
Okay, so delivery timeline.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So that means, is this going to look like it's going to get done in time?
Oh.
There are issues with the previous delivery. So December 2023, I doubt that, especially since it has pre-painted miniatures.
Yeah.
So that's concerning.
It'll probably be next year.
There's no way it's going to get done by December 2023. Oh, February 2024 for some stuff. Even then, I doubt that. We're in July.
Yeah, it's 5 months away for December.
And when I go over a spreadsheet of previous Kickstarters, most of them are late. More often they're late than not. So I don't trust this, especially since I know some of the answers to the reputation here.
Oh. Okay.
That they had trouble, they're still delivering the old Kickstarter.
Oh my goodness.
In some portions.
Gosh.
So would you say that it's overconfident?
Sure. That sounds good.
And so that's a danger.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, pledge levels. So it's confusing.
Oh.
Because you have to, are you going to get the one with the standees? Now, it took me time to figure this out.
Oh.
So if you're returning backer, you can get that. Okay, that's easy to understand. Here's the standee version. But then it really doesn't tell you specifically why are there missing cards. What's missing from this?
Oh.
From the super box, unpainted all in, and then the painted. So you really got to take time here to figure out what's the super box versus the unpainted all in. I guess it's the add-ons, I believe. So it does have add-on. This doesn't have the add-ons. Okay, this has the add-ons. So you could get. Now this took some time to figure out.
You're going so fast, you're going to make him sick.
You could get this one and decide what add-ons you want to do. Okay, and as you go down here, you'll see, and this is again, there's a lot of stuff to.
There is.
There's the upgrade kit add-on.
Of returning backer.
Yeah. Hang on. See how confusing this can be? And then you have a pledge breakdown chart.
Oh my goodness sakes.
And if you decide if you want the painted or unpainted. So you got to invest a lot of time in looking at this. Here's another chart. Okay, that helps a little bit.
That does help, yeah.
But what's difficult to understand here is you're asking yourself, if I go on the all-in right here, okay, we know that's with painted miniatures. You're going to pay another $200 for painted miniatures, okay? And not all of them are painted. It's just some of the villains.
Okay.
I think, if I understand this right, this includes the add-ons, the all-in, but this doesn't.
Huh.
The super box. I think that's the case. So it's confusing.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's concerning for me, because I'd be wondering, am I really getting everything I want to do?
Sure.
Okay, price. We've backed some expensive games like Conan and some other games.
It seems really expensive to me.
Yes, it's expensive. And when you consider you are getting a lot of miniatures.
Yeah, it just still seems too expensive.
So it's expensive. I agree. And you have to ask yourself, do you invest in just this game system and hope that you're going to like it enough and get your value out of it? So it's concerning. Now, if it's something that we think we're going to play a lot, then it's a positive.
Sure.
But for us right now, it seems expensive for what you're going to get. And the standee version is not as expensive, but we wouldn't get it looks like you're not going to get a full gaming experience when you're missing cards and other things. So and then what makes me wonder too, when you have this many different versions, and we've seen this happen with other Kickstarters, are they going to be able to produce it all by February 2024, ship it out on time, and when you have all these moving pieces, are there going to be issues with the production, with missing stuff, or things like that?
Yeah.
So that goes back to the delivery timeline and the pledge levels as well. Okay, so
Add-ons.
Add-ons is confusing.
Okay.
And you can, and you're like, well, I would want that. Why are you making that separate? So this is how Kickstarters try to convince you to go to the higher tier.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, could you get this with the token version, the standee version, and then get the upgrade pieces? Again, you would have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Is it worth it then?
Right.
Okay. So to me, it's concerning because you're having to expend a lot of effort on what to get and what not to get.
Yeah.
Okay. Shipping. So just because you're going to get one of these levels, right? What's the shipping going to be? Because it's not going to be just $6.49.
Maybe it depends on where you live.
Well, we'll find out here. I got to go all the way down like this.
Oh, okay.
Where is the shipping? Do they have a shipping cost here?
There it is. Shipping.
Shipping. So it's going to cost $70. Well, you're getting a lot.
True.
But still, that's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
If it's in one box, it shouldn't cost that much. If it's multiple boxes, yeah, it would cost $69.
Well, it says rest of the world. It's almost $200.
Yes, but we're not worried about.
No.
It's good that people are seeing this right now, who might be in other parts of the world. So to me, it's expensive.
Oh, heck yeah.
But if it's multiple boxes,
yeah.
Okay, stretch goals. So this is one way they try to get you to back. They're going to include more content, but this could also be a negative. We've seen this happen with Orc Quest. We backed it, then I dropped out because they were promising too much stuff, and I was right to back out because the company went out of business. They got all the molds and stuff ready, and then Monolith took it over. I think it's the people who do Conan, and so they're shipping it. So then we backed it under Monolith after we unbacked. But that shows you that, and there's other I can show this when we go over our history of Kickstarters. There's Kickstarters I backed out of because it kept on over-promising. I knew that it was gonna be a screw up. So Orc Quest was a more recent example. So you are getting more value here as people jump on board. Every 50,000, you're getting something. So that's a positive.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's promising different stuff for
That's
chapters.
Good. Interesting.
And now they're going from 25 to 20,000.
Wow.
Interesting. I don't know why it has different little story modes here. And so there you go. So that's a positive. So there is a value to that. And so I would say cool on that.
Sure.
Okay. Now exclusives. That's fear of missing out.
Oh, yeah.
Does any of these say exclusive? Now this can really try to get you to jump on board when you think like, oh, we better back because we won't be able to get it later.
Right.
And I don't see exclusive here. Because usually it would be like this.
Oh.
I'll do a keyword search. This is how you get through graduate school. Kickstarter exclusive means the reward is available ordering only in a crowdfunding campaign. Okay, so that's just from Kickstarter. I don't see any exclusives. Now, you can tell me I'm wrong. So to me here, now that can be a negative in a sense because it's like, well, we can get it later.
Yeah.
We don't need to get it now.
That's true.
Okay. No FOMO. So it's a double-edged sword for
-1.
Yeah. Because we don't feel like, oops.
Oopsie.
This is what happens when you use Google Sheets. This doesn't happen with Excel. It moves the thing as you do it. So it's a -1. The reason why it's a negative is because, like, okay, we don't have to get it right now. And you can see we're already at a -5, our rating here so far. Okay, value components.
Looks like you get a lot for what you're
Yeah,
getting
and it is
for a good value.
a lot of there is a lot of pieces.
So I would say definitely that's a positive.
Yeah, it looks like you're getting a lot of miniatures and cards.
Even if they're unpainted, you're still getting a lot of stuff.
Right. But I'm only going to say that it's a 2.
Okay.
Because there's been other campaigns that you even get more value. It's not... It doesn't seem like it's the best deal, but it's not a worse deal, so it's like in between there. Okay, value, gameplay, a lot of game.
A lot of game.
If we like it, but I'll say it's a 3.
Okay.
Okay. Now, page presentation. You just saw us go through all those pages. It's confusing.
So that's a positive?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Thank you. It requires effort.
Now, do keep in mind when you're hearing all this that I hardly ever look on Kickstarter unless David's like,
Right.
Julie, check this out. It is like 99.9% him on Kickstarter. And so this is all new to me of looking, really in detail at all this stuff. So please keep that in mind if you think, well, gosh, Julie isn't saying too much. It's because I don't really do any of this stuff.
Okay, so let's look at reputation. Delivery.
Oh.
And their past Kickstarters, have they had problems? So I already know the answer to this.
Okay.
Yes. Past issues.
Oh, that's not good.
Now, how do you find this out, for those of you who might not be aware of this? What I'll do is I'll look at, now how do you bring this up? You go to the top of the page, and I'll do this especially for companies that we haven't backed before, okay? And you click on Dragori Games here, you open up in a new window, this is what comes up, and now you look at their previous campaigns.
Oh.
I'm not too sure about I don't care about the RPG. Let's look at the last time they produced this, because this is a revised.
Oh.
So you click on it, right?
Yeah.
And you look at comments.
Oh.
And there's 27,000 comments on the last campaign. And if you start, and I don't know what's going to come up on this case. If you start seeing people complain about, there's people complaining about that they haven't finished shipping on the previous campaign.
That's not good.
That is an issue.
Yeah.
And so therefore that's a danger to me.
Yeah, that's not good.
13 hours ago. I would like a refund at this point.
Oh, man.
And they're having issues with delivering the correct stuff. Okay, so another place that you look is at the BGG.
Oh.
You look at the comments. Now you can look at the ratings, okay? Mm-hmm. But what's more informative is you look at comments and you see, there's going to be people that love things, okay? So you can see that. And sometimes you got to read the 10s, because some people will say 10, I can't wait to play it. And there's confirmation bias there. where they've invested so much money they want to like it. Okay?
Sure, of course.
So some people have said here, and again, this is going to help us assess a future category here. You can see one of the best and most immersive combat systems you ever see in a dungeon. The closest you ever come to playing Dungeons and Dragons. Now, how long is this guy? He's only been, let's see if he's a recent. Okay, sometimes you got to check reviews. How long have they had a BGG account?
Oh.
If you see an account created in the last month or weeks, so that guy's been.
Oh, okay.
Because when you see something that positive, you got to wonder if it's a fake review.
Oh, sure.
And this guy's had an account for at least 4 years, so you know it's not fake.
Yeah.
Now this is awful gaming and rating system. He's accusing them of fake ratings. Can't wait. See? Why are you rating a 10 if you haven't gotten the game yet?
Because they're excited about it.
Right. Considering all negative comments are either about bad shipping or guarantees or switching books. So you can see there's issues with the reputation there.
Yeah.
Some people have played it. Still waiting for some boxes. Setup takes forever. This is what we were worried about.
Yeah.
Too much, a pain to learn, a pain to teach. No shipping. I wonder if it had changed it yet.
Oh.
So many, very strategic. Congratulations, so they liked it. Let's see if this is a new account or not. Yeah, I don't trust this review. Okay, because they just created it not too long ago.
Right.
Sick of waiting for this. I love the original. Okay. Oh, sick. Worst shipping execution, which I backed. So, I love the original arena game. Made it overly complicated. And now they want to charge more money for upgrade packs to fix your poorly planned this version here. And now, so we're reading the review on the version that hasn't shipped all the way yet. And this Kickstarter is supposed to fix the one that's still shipping.
All right.
Okay, so I think we have enough information here to say that there's past issues, danger. Okay. Gameplay. It's fiddly. Oh no, setup time. Length. And complexity. So that's a danger for me for us as well. Reputation rules. People have taught the fact that they're having to upgrade the rules.
That's pretty bad.
In this Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And they're going to be issuing new PDFs, and some of these PDFs are 88 pages. Okay, and that the tutorial is so long.
It's too much.
I don't trust it.
I think it'd be very frustrating for you to read.
I don't trust it. Well, the new rulebook's not available. Missing new rulebook. So that's a danger as well. Okay, people have, nobody's complaining about the components that I showed.
Yeah, no, they look really good.
So, great miniatures. So we'll give that a 3, that it's awesome.
Yep.
Okay, service. So you saw all those concerns on the previous Kickstarter. And you can see right here on this current Kickstarter. Let's see if you're even responding to comments here. Okay, they are responding here.
Oh, good.
But they're not responding in the old Kickstarter.
Oh. That's not good.
Right. Now, it could be you have some complainers. The customer isn't always right.
That's true.
So, it's there's a lack of response. Or resolution. Now, it could be that these people are just complaining.
Just to complain.
So we'll just give it a concerning a -1.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Because it could just be the customer's not always right.
That's right.
Now, the BGG presence is there.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. You'd be surprised at how, when a new game's on Kickstarter, there's not much data. So it's high presence. So that is...
Like 2?
Yeah. It's cool. But you'll see there's a lack of playthrough. So reviews.
Mixed.
Well, it's mixed. And I tend to focus on what I've seen, on the fact that we're not interested in long games, fiddly games, or overly complex games. So this is also a would be nervous about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Last thing.
Now, last thing is playthroughs.
Video playthrough.
Now, which we're going to look here on videos. Here's the interesting thing. Well, first we'll look on the page. Okay. Let's go to the campaign.
Okay.
And you got to go down to where they put videos. Sorry for there's a lot here.
He's going really fast, you guys. I'm sorry.
Okay. Notice here's the reviews. Yes, but you got to understand that they probably paid him.
Oh, they paid Alex?
I don't know for sure. I haven't watched the video. But do you see any? And same with Stella. I think that's Stella.
No, I don't know if that's Maple University.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
And I think they accept payment too.
Okay.
Doesn't mean they have. Now, I don't know if he has. Now, if he accept payment or not.
Yeah.
But the point is, he does go into a lot of detail about the miniatures.
Yeah,
so that's
he
why
did.
I know that the miniatures are
Good.
Are good.
Yeah.
And he's showing them right here, very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I respect that. Now, you got to remember, they're going to put their best foot forward. They're not going to put a bad review up here, okay?
Of course.
But there is a lack of diversity in videos here.
Yeah.
So then you go to the BGG page. Videos. And you said, this is a lot of effort. Well, if you're going to spend $650 or $850, you need to go through this, in my opinion. Because for some people, that's your rent, or half your rent for a month to get this game.
Exactly.
So there's 56 videos. There are reviews. And I've already so you could do more research here. Obviously, we're not going to do it on camera.
No.
Okay. And so if you really want to see how many reviews there are, just do a keyword search here and it highlights it. Okay. So there are 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a preview.
And they were on the page too.
Okay, and there's not much. So there's been reviews lately. That's because it's shipped lately.
Right.
So wow, that's an old campaign 3 years ago,
Dang.
and it finally shipped. So that's more evidence that they ship it, and now they're making a new. They just delivered,
Yeah.
and now they are doing a new campaign to fix the old campaign. So another issue, the reason to be concerned.
Yeah. So we'd give that a.
Well, it has reviews, okay? So that's a good thing.
Yeah. A lot of people can decide for themselves that way.
But we've read the text ones.
Right.
I don't have time to watch the videos.
Or there weren't any playthroughs, so I didn't see.
Yes, there are playthroughs.
Oh, there were. Okay.
But they're more recent. So let's take a look at
I don't want to watch a whole playthrough.
Well, no, I'm going to show you, though, because this is important to see how complicated it looks. Look at this. He's playing this.
Solo, maybe? Oh,
and he's controlling. Now, I did read that this confirms the complexity of the game, that Alex admitted that he made mistakes in it.
Oh, okay.
And that was just rushed out to get it done. Now, I make mistakes.
Yeah,
okay?
we all do. Everyone's
we all make
human.
mistakes. I'm not saying that Alex shouldn't make mistakes. It's just more evidence that this game is so complex that it's difficult to play correctly. Now, I'm looking at the amount that's going on the board here. This does not look like something that we'd want to deal with. And the fact that he's having to flip through multiple
books.
books.
Look, he's back at the book, yeah.
So you play, you read something, you play, and we don't like games where you got to stop the action, look up something, stop action, look up something, okay? Now, if that's your thing, cool.
It's not ours.
It's not our thing. As you, again, look at the games behind us. Mice and Mystics does have narration in it, but it's usually not, doesn't stop the game as you're playing that
And
much.
I've never played that.
Hero Quest will read you things sometimes, little sentences when you go into a room, but you're not having to, like a choose your own adventure thing.
No.
Okay. So that's more evidence of the playthrough there. Now, if you look at someone else's playthrough, I got to do a search here. Oops. And I've had to teach my students this. How do you find things when you've got too much stuff on how to play? Let's look at this one here. This gives you a little bit of idea of he's playing it on a digital version of it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's not helpful.
No.
I don't want a digital version. I want to see actual. Okay, that's how to play. Okay, let's look at this one. Yeah, that just gives me nightmares just looking at this. A lot of stuff you got to check.
Yeah. I think it takes away from the fun too, because you're get in the moment and then you have to stop and look something up and kind of lose your mojo.
And it doesn't look that exciting. The map board. It looks like a skirmish game. Now, skirmish games like Star Wars miniatures, and the rooms don't look that exciting to me. It's very blocky.
Well, Hero Quest was blocky rooms too.
Well, at least Hero Quest looks more interesting than this in terms of the rooms. Okay. Now, I'm sure this is more, obviously this is more in depth.
Oh, sure.
But there's a price for that more in depth. Is that fiddliness and over complexity.
Yeah.
Complexity. Okay, so there does have playthroughs, but for us, it confirms concerns. Okay. So I'm gonna have to say a -2.
Okay.
So a -10. I don't know what that means. A -10. We've never done this before. We would have to look at this at games we do like, and would the rating be a positive?
This is solely your dissertation. You know that, right?
Well, I'm applying what you do as a graduate student. Okay. So
this
there
is why I
you
didn't
go.
go to grad school. I'm so worn out.
I don't know if this works. We went through the process. So do you want to back it?
No, thank you.
Yeah, and so we're not going to back it. No. But hey, at least we showed you the process.
Yep.
And decision making. You know what kind of dungeon crawls we like. If you're a Gloomhaven fan,
that's great.
And you're into painting miniatures, and you want a very in-depth game that you don't mind sitting around for 3 or 4 hours.
That's good. Do it.
Maybe this is for you.
Exactly.
For us, it's not checking those boxes, so we're not going to back it.
No.
So give us feedback below. Maybe some things we missed. Maybe some things we can improve upon in this evaluation.
Yep.
In any case,
thanks so much
for
watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.